Good evening, everyone. Phil here. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was my first day of the week, of streaming this week, I should say. Friday, the 20th of October, 2023. Certainly a different day than usual. As you guys know, I would usually have a Friday Night Fights stream. But being that we are now in the midst of multiple new releases, we did not do that this week. Okay, so this week's going to be a little bit different as a result of the multiple new releases that came out. Although, admittedly, I will not be inundated with as many new releases as I thought because Sonic Superstars was only a 6-hour game, which I completed in 2 streams. So now we can focus on the other games that came out today. But first off, before we even get to that, had a lot to talk about on today's Level 1 podcast, including a lot about my day off this week, where I had a lot of productive stuff that I did kind of around the house. Told you a little bit about the food I ate and stuff like that. Also summarized my thoughts about Sonic Superstars now that I'm done with the game. And then moved on to the hype for Spider-Man and Super Mario Wonder, both of which premiered today. So, let's talk about each of those games. Spider-Man. Or I should say, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Not Spider-Man, which I think still it should be called. But it is what it is. Pretty good so far, although admittedly the game takes a long time to really get started to the point where it feels like the game. It is very cinematic in the first couple of hours with some epic boss fights, some good plot progression, setting up where this game is going to go. And then probably for like the last maybe 20 to 30 minutes, the game opened up, of the 3-hour stream I should say. It opened up and allowed me to explore and start actually playing the game for what it's going to be, where you can either be Miles Morales or Spider-Man. You can switch between the two characters. Sometimes each character will have a specific mission that only one of them can do, but for the most part, the open world has photo opportunities, Sandman crystal challenges, I won't spoil what those are, as well as the random crimes that were in the first game for you to stop. Each borough of New York City now, you do a certain amount of these side quests to kind of level up that borough, and you get either rewarded with items to upgrade or fast travel to that region or future rewards. Pretty neat. I will tell you this, the graphics are superb. The graphics, dude, played it all 3 hours. I don't think I saw a single frame drop the entire time I was playing. The combat is entirely free-flowing now, where you can do all kinds of moves. The one thing that is confusing at the beginning of the game, there are so many abilities available when you start. When you were playing Marvel Spider-Man 1 or even Miles Morales, to some extent, you're learning all of those abilities slowly over time. In this game, you just start with tons of combos and abilities right off the bat. And when you get your first few upgrade points, you're like, man, what should I even put it into? Because I have so many options and things going on. You got your gadgets, you got your special abilities, you got your regular combos, you got the ability to pull enemies, juggle enemies, pull weapons out of their hands, throw things in the environment, combo enemies into enemies. Plus you got a block, a parry. You got all this stuff, like, so much going on. So, the combat is very complex right from the start. The graphics are great. Really, do I have any criticisms of the game right now? Probably not. There were some interesting story elements. I had a lot of fun making fun of Peter Parker being a slob. That was pretty funny. You go through his house, it's like a pigsty. Like, oh my god. But for the most part, I had a good time. I cracked some jokes. I enjoyed myself very much on today's premiere stream of Marvel Spider-Man 2. I hope that you will give it a look. The late stream tonight was the premiere of Super Mario Bros. Wonder on the Switch. A lot of people had said this game feels like the spiritual successor to Super Mario World. I don't think I agree with that. It feels like a hybrid of a few different games. I would say Super Mario Bros. 3, a little bit of the element of Super Mario World, but then definitely it's got some new Super Mario Brothers vibes in it as well. Unprecedented amount of character selection, 12 freaking characters when the game starts, although I found out many of the characters are easy mode characters for, say, younger audience who don't want to die. There's characters who literally cannot die. So obviously I don't want to use those in the playthrough. That would be way too easy, right? No risk. So, but pretty unique, colorful, totally new gameplay elements, like tons of them too. It's not just like, oh, they throw in 1 or 2 new things. It's like right from the get-go. Tons of new enemies, tons of new power-ups. Everything is new and different. The wonder in each stage, which it transforms the stage. Now you got to do this optional challenge that's usually timed, and you have to do it really well. Pretty neat. I don't really want to spoil too much, and it's very hard to really describe because I played 2 hours tonight, and I only beat, get this, World 1. Now, I'm well aware that this game doesn't have like 12 stages or anything like that, but Dude, World 1 took 2 hours to basically 100%. So that means that probably to 100% the rest of this game will take a bit, especially as you get into harder challenges and harder stages later on. But man, I liked it a lot. I really did. I enjoyed it. I would say the one thing, maybe the one thing that I'm disappointed, I don't think the music's that good. I do feel like the music, it's relaxing music, but it's not notable music. I'm chilled when I'm playing the game listening to it, but that's like, I just finished my 2-hour stream. I couldn't tell you a single theme from it. None of it has resonated. I don't remember any of it. As opposed to say, you know, you're playing Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World. Hell, even new Super Mario Bros. U has songs that stick in your head and you remember them after the fact. This game really so far in World 1 did not. So yeah, the most notable song, it actually has one of the themes from Super Mario World in it as an optional challenge stage. But outside of that, everything else is good. Like, I'm actually really enjoying myself. All right. Now, attendance today on both streams was great. Of course. What a surprise, right? That attendance would be good for a new release day. Will that hang in there moving forward? That I don't know. You know, a game like Spider-Man, it's going to be a long haul style game, probably between 20-30 hours long. And I'm liking it, but I don't know how many people will think that it's fun the entirety of the game. I think story elements will be good. But what about when I'm open world web swinging and trying to do some of these optional objectives to complete the different boroughs of the city? Will people find that boring? I don't know. So far, I'm not, but I just started, right? Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it's fun, but admittedly, the first few stages were very easy. It is getting challenging when you have to do all the objectives. Like if I'm trying to get all of the Wonder Seeds on each stage or get all of the optional coin flowers. I know this all sounds weird, but these are all the new collectibles and things you need to get in the game for 100% completion, and it's not easy to get a lot of those. It's quite challenging, actually. So I did have fun doing that, but it's definitely going to be more interesting to watch me further into the game as opposed to the earlier stages, right? Anyway, support today, okay? I'm not disappointed. At the same time, it was on par, if not even a little slow, for a normal day for me. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. If this were a normal Friday where I had done maybe like an ongoing new release on the first stream and a Friday Night Fight stream in Street Fighter 6, I actually would have done better support-wise. That's a little weird. I don't know what happened. Super chats today were not bad. On the first stream, we got a handful of good memberships, but tips today, for whatever reason, we barely hit the tier 1 tips goal on the Spider-Man stream. I think we hit it, and then that was it. And tonight, we didn't even hit $20 on the Mario stream. But, like I said, other ways, it actually was pretty supportive. Like, we had a lot of super chats on the late stream tonight. So, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because people are used to it being Friday Night Fights, and there wasn't Friday Night Fights this week. I don't know if people are not interested in Mario. I don't know what to say. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not the end of the world. The sky is not falling. But whenever this happens, the moronic people show up. Like, I noticed a distinct spike in views in my last hour of streaming today when I think my trolls realized, oh, Phil's not going to have a good streaming night with a lot of support, so let's all flood his stream and make fun of him. Didn't work, of course. They tried, and, you know, people got moderated or whatever. But I enjoyed the games. I think that they're both great fun. I think that they would both make great playthroughs. The Spider-Man will be a little bit more action-oriented with story, while Mario will likely be more of a chill stream. But, you know, I don't know what happened with launch day. You know, typically, launch day, you would expect that along with the increased amount of viewership, there would be increased support. And actually, no, it was actually slower than almost a normal Friday. Or actually, it was slower than a normal Friday for me. So I don't know what caused that. I'm not going to sit here and try to look for a root cause until we figure out if there's actually a pattern. Personally, I like both games. I feel like if I stay positive and I keep playing these games, you guys will like them, and hopefully people will eventually show up and enjoy them and support them. So I guess we'll see. Because notably, tomorrow, we're doing the same games again. We're just flipping the order. All right? So tomorrow on the first stream, on the podcast, I will give you a summarized opinion on each game. And then the first stream is the continuation of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And it looks like we'll probably get to and get through all of World 2 and maybe a little bit past, depending. It depends on how long it is, how challenging it is, because it did take me 2 hours just for World 1. Tomorrow's daytime stream is a 3-hour stream. Night stream tomorrow will be will be Marvel Spider-Man 2, continuing on from where we left off. Now, there will be one day this week that I'm not playing these games, Sunday, because Sunday is React Day, where I do my React show on DSP React. And also Sunday night, I want to do some Street Fighter 6. I'm actually really itching to play more story mode, because I played it last week and we made good progress, and it looks like I'm getting near the end. And I'm like, oh crap, if I do like 1 or 2 more story mode streams of Street Fighter 6, we can wrap up that playthrough and have that be done. It's been going for 4.5 months. It would be nice to finish it. So I'm almost thinking that's what I'm going to do Sunday night. But then for the rest of the week, it will be a balance between Spider-Man and Mario as the focus is. The only reason I would change that up is if people are getting bored of the same thing every day, in which case maybe I would bring back a Starfield late night stream or something like that, because we did get to a really important part of the story of Starfield. But the thing is, I want to get as far as these games as I can, because this coming Friday now, coming up, is Alan Wake 2, and that would mean I'm juggling 3 games while also the Halloween event is coming up, and obviously I want to be getting through these games before new releases start hitting in November. So yeah, there will be a major focus Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on Spider-Man and Mario. By all means, let me know your thoughts. I want to know what you think about these games, and how I covered them. Your feedback is appreciated. You got anything to say about the support today, please share. Again, I'm not going to freak out, but it's funny, again, my haters, my hate watchers, this is what they do. Oh my god, he didn't have a great launch day for these games. You see, everyone hates him. Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. Last week, when I wasn't playing these games, things were actually going quite well. So obviously, it could be just a bad day. It could be a lot of people were playing these on launch day. They didn't want to be spoiled, but they're going to come by later. I don't know. I'm not going to freak out about it. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. All right? See you tomorrow, where I get to talk about these games more in depth and play more. I can't wait. Great double new release day continuing on in the morning. So I'll see you then. Peace out, everyone. Have a good night, and be safe. Later.